Right, another week, another box. Today, we're looking at this. Whatever is in this.
What was that? I am Gunpla.
Alright, so I've got a parcel sent over to me from the Rivals Corner. Link is going to be in the description below. He was kind enough to put one of these aside for me because, as everyone knows, I don't do pre-orders. In very rare circumstances, like the Sky Defender, I pre-ordered that. I got that early, and I was very lucky. Whereas other pre-orders, I put money down, or it gets pushed back. Oh, you didn't make the first batch; it's going to be in the second batch, it's going to be in the third batch, and then 6 months later, you end up getting your fucking kit. Whereas, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. And you know, it's really, really nice of Den to put this aside for me. He was very, very kind, and I got a lot of respect for him for doing that. I didn't ask. He suggested it to me. I was like, "Oh, mate, if you can do that for me, that would be amazing." So, hats off to him for being so generous. Let's get into the box and so fuck. And see what it was. Now, I think this might be my last purchase of 2025. I'm going to stab myself here in a minute. I'm using a massive chef's knife to unbox a box. It's well packaged. But yeah, the Gus, I finished that yesterday on stream. And, you know, for a £30 kit, it's not bad. So I highly recommend that. I thought that was going to be my last purchase of 2025, but when Rivals Corner suggested they've put this aside for me, I was like, you know what, that's fucking awesome. And so we're going to see what's inside the box. Paper, bubble wrap, and cardboard. This thing is well packaged and well protected. And hang on, there's the invoice on there. And inside we have an MGSD aerial. Look at that. Nice. Now, usually, when it comes to the MGSDs, I'm late to the party. I've let them come out for a while. I was going to pick this up on launch from Japan. It was at a good price. I think it was it would have been like 55 shipped. So I thought, well, to get it early, that's not a bad price to pay, you know. But loads of other stuff going on. And I thought, you know what, I only get stuff early when the price is right, the stars align, and, you know, it makes sense for me. It's not for clout. It's not for showing off or, you know, having all that nonsense. It's purely like, you know, let's check it out. I can afford it. That, you know, like I say, all the situation is correct. Get it in. Let's have a look at it. So when it comes to kits that come out, they're new and they finally reach the UK, by this point, nobody's talking about it anymore. Because let's face it, we get our kits relatively late compared to launch. So it doesn't bother me when I get a kit and it's not meta or you know, the hot ticket of the week. So I finally got the aerial, and the box art is a bit controversial, to say the least. You know, in terms of Bandai standards, it's kind of cool. You got the bit swirling around, but I don't know. I'm a bit taken aback on the style that they chose. But you know, it is what it is. There's a lot of articulation promo and posing promo on the sides. There's a front and back, inner frame, and what's this? About the Master Grade SDI. There's a little bio there as well. And more of the box art on the sides. And it was from Bandai. It wasn't from the Cosmic Group. So this was supplied to the UK, to Rivals Corner from Bandai UK. So that's good to know. I do hope that more Bandai, you know, in Japan realise that there is a market for Gunpla in the UK and they take more care and be more prevalent with outside of Japan vendors like US, Europe, UK, South Africa, which has got a huge Gunpla community, which I'm aware of, and so on. So it is a global brand, and Bandai really do need to go, you know what, it's bigger than Japan, and like maybe build some factories outside of Japan. If they want to grow and combat the ever growing threat from China, and they're bringing out some banging kits, they really are. Anyway, enough of that politics. Thank you for your order. Oh yeah. So thank you for your order. Don't forget to use this code below. Scan and other bits and pieces. So that's really cool. You get a little thing with the kit. Right, so we're going to get into this box. All right. All right. So it did have the original plastic strapping on, but I cut that off. Right. Okay. First off, you're greeted with the A runner and some stickers. It's a shame that they're stickers and not water slides, or supply stickers and water slides with the kit. That'd be nice, but as you know, Bandai sell the water slides separately, and they always follow late, which kind of sucks. So we're always having to buy third-party runners. Now, sorry about the lighting in here again. It's a dark, dismal, pretty grey winter's morning, but nevertheless, we are here. Hopefully you can see a little bit better. The plastic quality is always nice and sharp. This is my 4th MGSD, having built the Freedom, the Barbatos, the Wing Zero, and now the Ariel. It does have multi-coloured, and this looks like a metallic injection, as well as flat colours and clear. So there's a lot going on Runner A, which is nice to see. And then we get the Gunblade and Beam Sabers, which look really nice. They're really chunky. I like this. I've not seen Beam Sabers like this, I don't believe. This is my fourth MGSD, but these look really nice and chunky and not flimsy like other Beam Sabers. And they've got a flat port rather than a circular port, so they're kind of flat but bulbous. So yeah, very different. And we have some more armor, which is this nice white pearly effect plastic with some detail, nothing crazy, but nice and simple enough. I'm going to start building this on stream today. So if you watch this video today, I'll be building this on Twitch. So come check me out, and the links are all down in the bio below. Some metallic parts here which look nice. It's injection molded silver. There are some swirliness in here. We got the cooling of the plastics and the dye sort of causing that swirl, which I'm not a fan of. But at least they didn't plate it, because plating leaves nub marks. Whereas with this, it still leaves nub marks, but they're like a darker tone than the coating, so to speak. So you can cut these off and coat these yourselves if you wish, and it just looks way better if you use a bit of black and then some silver or metal of your choice. This is like a gunmetal or a dark steel. And you'll hide the nub marks. But yeah, specifically with plating, when you're cutting plating off, it can chip and also leave a nasty mark. And then to paint that, if you can use real touch pens and stuff, and it doesn't always look perfect. But me, whenever I get plated parts and there's horrendous nub marks, I just put them in bleach, take off the plating, clean up, prime black, and away I go with the metal that I want. And it just looks way better. For very little steps and time, you can make it look good. Right, the inner frame here is like a charcoal grey. It's really nice. It's not black, it's not grey, so it's in somewhere in the middle, which I like. And there's another multicolour in there with some metallic blue for a different permit score, because you can either have permit score 4 or 6, I believe, or is it permit score 8 in the red. Or is it red first and then blue? Yeah, it was red first, then blue, wasn't it? Blue was a different score. It's been a while since I've seen that show. And then we've got an off colour, which is a nice light grey, which will offset the pearly white, which is nice. And this looks like a matte finish. so it's kind of nice. There's a little bit of shine to it, but that might be the plastic. But they certainly look matte in there. Looks nice. And more of the inner frame, which is where a lot of this kit is going to be. It's going to be pretty much 85% inner frame, and the rest of it is going to be armor on top. So I'm going to be keen to see if I can build this as an inner frame before putting the armor on, and sort of bypass the steps of the manual. This is a really nice bit of artwork. It would have been nice if they used this as the box art, like this stance, kind of like, you know, the real grade boxes, where they've got the kit here and then a head, like a blown up head on the side. I would have preferred to have seen that sort of style, but again, the real grade line is a different product line, so it makes sense that they choose different artworks. However, this image looks fantastic. Looks really good. I think it's rendered. It does look hand painted, but it looks like a render. And then there's some more product shots behind, which look like they're taken from actual model kit built, with a paint guide on the back as well. Very nice shiny, not shiny, but matte satin booklet, which is really nice, and is your parts list in the front. All of the parts are going to be used in this kit, so it's not been ripped from anything else, or there's not going to be a different version. If they do an MGSD aerial repair, that will probably be P Bandai, and a like additional weapons set and backpack set and armor set separately. It wouldn't surprise me if they do that, because you know what P Bandai are like. And the steps are all in black and white, much like a HG. There's no color here. There is some product promo and some cutaway for the articulation, which is really nice. There's lots of really cool poses that you can do, possibly some to mimic the show. And then you've got all the bits and where they go on to give you the like pseudo armor, if you like. I don't know whether I will pose this with the armor on or with all the bits as the shield. I don't have a clear action base for. I still need to get an action base for my FM aerial, because I've got a Cosmos set for that. Thanks to Mechanicum, I won one of his giveaways. And I was sent over a Cosmos. I did win the aerial as well, because he was doing a full mechanics aerial and Cosmos giveaway. And he said to me, look, you've already got an FM aerial. Do you want another one? Or I said, no, give it to someone else. Re-roll it so someone else can have a prize. So 2 people won that day. So that was really cool. So again, there's more posing. There's more swap outs. How to do this, how to do that. How to change the permit score. And then there is the markings there for all the stickers. I'll probably be getting decals for this. I do need to get decals for all the others. But there will be a phase where I go through painting the MGSDs. But certainly, I've got one now. I can build it out, put it on a shelf, and then one day, when I want to paint it, I can take it apart and work on it. Because as everyone knows, a lot of my backlog is all built up and on shelf, because I do live builds on my Twitch. And like, I don't have a backlog like anyone else, like a conventional backlog of a stack of boxes, because I snap build and showcase on Twitch, and then it's on the shelf, and that essentially is my backlog, which means I get to visually enjoy them in the background. And not only that, I can pluck it off the shelf, take it apart, disassemble it, wash it, paint it, and then I can go from there. So best of both worlds. Right, there we are. That's the aerial. That's what you're getting in the box. Yes, enough of me slapping my gums on this Tuesday morning. I'm on the back of an end of a migraine, so I'm pre-stroke, if that makes sense. I'm really struggling to get words out of my brain through my mouth, because the migraine last night. I went to bed around 7:30. Because I had some dinner and I was going to restream. I was going to stream Arc Raiders last night. And I had my dinner, I was on the sofa, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like a bolt of lightning, the migraine just hit me. And I went up to bed, I had some paracetamol, went to bed, and I was there all night, just cradling my head. It was horrendous. So yeah, sorry about my voice today and my presentation, because I am blah. That's how I feel right now. Anyway, enough of that. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It's free. I know the word subscribe sounds like it's going to come at a cost, but it doesn't. It's free. Just press the button. It helps me out a great deal. If you like the video, hitting the like shows YouTube that you like the video, and it will get shown to more people and so on. And it will really help me out because I'm trying to grow and get better. And if I can hit the monetization limit, I can then use the money from YouTube to get more kits and probably get a better camera and stuff like that. So it all helps, and I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. I've been me. This has been the Ariel, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
'Cause I have $30,000 in credit card debt. When they call, I tell them I can't pay it back yet. Credit card